Today I'm doing a review on a new addition to my decks, the Fountain Tarot. I've had it for a couple of weeks now, and I just wanted to give a little review on it. It comes in a very nice, sturdy box. It's published by Rooster Books. It has a magnetic flip, so that's nice. And it's got a glorified little white book. Gives a couple of spreads, and each card has one of its little pages, which gives a description, a meaning, and a reversal meaning. And it's got a little phrase at the top, a little not an affirmation, but a little description. You know, the key words, the key description to the card at the top there. And the box has got a little ribbon that helps you get the cards out. The cards are matte, good quality, not too thick. And this is the backs of the cards. It's like a little kaleidoscope in nice pastel shades, and it's got a silver edging to the cards, which is probably one of the reasons why I bought it in the end, because I do like my shiny things. So on to the cards. The artwork is really lovely. It's not this usual sort of artwork that I go for when buying a tarot deck. It's sort of very light washed, full of shards of light and a lot of angles, and very modern. All the figures are all dressed in modern clothes. Sometimes it's theatrical, such as the magician's turban, but generally it's very contemporary. The images are very contemporary, so if you like modern pictures, then modern decks, then this is very nice for you. This is the Empress, one of the more colourful cards, really lovely. The Emperor, see, some of the images are not totally faithful to the Rider-Waite, but generally it's definitely a Rider-Waite based deck. The Hierophant's another example where the images are a little bit different. There you go. So he's using, not all cards are pastel-y. So you've got, some cards are deeper in colour than others. It's actually a culmination of efforts. I can't pronounce these names, but I'll do my best. It's created by Jonathan Sayers, written by Jason Gruhl, and designed by Andi Todaro. I hope I pronounced them correctly. The cards are all labelled nicely. That's my little cat. Hello, Monk Brocket. I might have to delete this because of her. She's going to be a pain. But anyway, just you've got the name and the number up at the top. They've got a border, as you can see. Lovely images. And they've got an extra card, the Fountain, which we'll come to. That's the moon. Very nice. Very turbulent, deep, frightening almost ocean is sort of very good moon card, I thought. This is their edition. They've put the Fountain in. In the little book, it will explain, its keyword is B. I'll read it to you because then it gives you an idea of how they put things out in the book as well, and enlighten you on what this card is all about. So it's B, the Fountain. Its meaning is oneness, a movement of cosmic clarity, fully awake, the end of seeking, enlightened being, surrender to that which you are, whole and perfect. So in this little phrase that goes above the meaning, I'll just read the last little section. It invites you to observe, to master less, and to just be. Beautiful. So it's a light fountain, or a cosmic fountain, if you will, not a water fountain. Effortless and indistinguishable from life. You are the voice and the breath of the universe. So that card, if you didn't want it in your reading, you could always leave it out. I've read with the deck a couple of times, and I found that I could use it and kept it in, although I had initially planned to keep it out because I didn't think, I'm not really used to doing readings with different types of decks. I normally stick to the Rider-Waite, but as we grow and explore, and I'm just putting these cards into their different suits so we can have a look at them a little bit. As I say, it's generally based on the Rider-Waite, quite closely based. There's a good example of a figure in a modern attire. He's got a sleeveless t-shirt on. That's for the Three of Wands. You see that differs slightly from what you'd expect of a Rider-Waite picture. This isn't a good example. And this is also a good example of the sort of image I normally go for. So Fountain deck is totally different to what I usually go for. So there's their Three of Wands. It's quite different. He's it's difficult. I don't think the camera picks up the images really well because it's so light washed. It's really beautiful. But he's pulling a cord, and there's the two shards of life. So that cord's the third wand, and those are the two ones. And it's about steady focus and working on something. Again, the Four of Wands is different to the usual, but it's certainly it's clear what it depicts. Again, the Six of Wands, and I'll stop doing that now. This is a modern. Because we don't have champions riding in on a white horse to denote victory, as in your traditional Rider-Waite. He is an athlete, so these are our modern heroes, I guess. But there you go. Some other pictures are more distinct and colourful, but he's working with all this points of light throughout the deck. The court cards is what I wanted to show you. They're pretty different. The knights do not. That's the Knight of Wands, and the knights do not ride horses or anything. They're just modern blokes doing modern things. As with the woman and the King of Wands, he's not sitting on a throne. But yeah, I found I could definitely work with them, so I was really pleased. I'll show you the cups. I like the Ace of Cups. I think an Ace of Cups is a card that really makes or breaks a deck for me. The Three of Cups, that's a close-up version of the community spirit and being supported by friends and celebrating with friends. Lovely, just beautiful images. Look at the joy captured on that guy's face, if you can see it. I don't suppose it shows up too well. No? Well, he's really ecstatic. He's just really, the expression is beautiful. Ten of Cups doesn't show the pretty happy home, but it's all about imbalance and harmony, and again the use of light without being too airy-fairy about it. This is quite a scientific-looking deck, in my opinion. There's your cups, the family of cups, the page, a little kid sitting, looking at a cup that's on a cube. You'll see a lot of images like cubes and triangles, a lot of angles in this deck. And here's the Knight of Cups. Is a funny little fellow sitting in a fountain, a water fountain, being a bit dramatic, I suppose, with his cup is on his head. And there's his mum, the Queen of Cups, immersed in water. Really lovely work. And the King of Cups, another example of the contemporary feel to it, is he's dressed in a business suit. We'll have a quick look at the swords now. What I always look for, there's your Ace of Swords. What I always look for in a deck is what they do with the Three of Swords, and I just love this card. It's like the heart is made of blown glass, and it's so fragile, and a lovely colour, sort of a lovely pink, beautiful. But yes, so the swords, where there is swords, even though it's very contemporary and we don't really have swords floating about, except like the Six of Swords, these would be the swords, and it's just abstract. But otherwise, there are swords, not whole swords, but there they are. Then you've got your the family, the little Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Now the swords uses that prism idea, where light is broken up as it goes through angles. I'm not really clued up on the scientific stuff, but the whole swords family do that. His shards of light are sort of like underdeveloped still. His little prism streaks are very vague, but they're there with the Knight of Swords, and you can see the movement that indicates the swiftness and the speed and the agility of the Knight of Swords, and he's actually brandishing his sword and all. The Queen of Swords a bit different. She's got all these weird angles going on. Well, they're not weird. There's nothing weird about it, but she doesn't quite have the prism light that the King and the Knight do. And of course the Ace has got hints at it there as well. So and we got the Pentacles. Now these cards are generally more deeper in colour, more because it depicts the earthiness. I like their Four of Coins. Those are the 4 coins in a tent in this snowy wilderness, and their key for that is forgotten joy. So indicating you sort of focus so much on getting the money, you forget why you trying to accumulate it. 5 of Coins. I didn't think that would be so faithful to the Rider-Waite, but it is. It certainly is. I suppose we still have churches, so why not? Doesn't he look a bit like Gordon Ramsay? I can't help thinking that it looks like Gordon Ramsay, but it's actually a farmer, and there's his crops he's tending. 7 of Coins. 8 of Coins, lovely picture on focus. 9. Right, I just wanted to get to the little coin family. Again, these are more, the backgrounds seem to be more solid to me. The Knight of Coins, looking at his coin. The Queen of Coins, she's lovely. And these all deep greens in her garden. And then the King of Coins, he's also in a business suit, sitting on his throne. So that is a quick look at the Fountain Tarot. And I'm pleased I got it. I'm really glad I got it. It's a good buy. It's been a good buy. The quality is really high, and it's certainly an enjoyable deck to work with. Very refreshing after the usual sort of images I work with. So I hope you enjoyed this review of the Fountain Tarot, and God bless you till we meet again.